Hi guys, as you can see we reached tier 6 with our Flash Fury character. So we're going to do some of the tier 6 solos. So usually you can take, there's 3 solo missions that you can do here. But the last time I did those missions, I got one that I saved for today because I think it's going to be a good idea to do a video about it. So let's start with taking this one. And let's take this one. Essentially, the mission I didn't do last time is this one here, and I'll show you why. Come on. So essentially, the mission I didn't do last time is a flock, stock, and barrel. You have to use some ballistas to shoot some birds, and you will see why I waited to do this one. Essentially, ever since the combat rating, ever since we add the new system concerning the combat rating and the combat rating scaling, this mission has been a lot more difficult than it used to be. So essentially, it's a fairly simple mission. You have to shoot the birds in the sky. And sadly, the way the combat training works now is that essentially the birds are probably. Let's go with this one here. You'll see with this one. Oh, we got lucky, I guess. Sometimes it'll take quite a few. Oh, here's one. The best way to try to shoot those birds is to pretty much shoot those that have the bomb. Hold on, I'm a bit surprised. Usually, when I shot the other birds, it would take two, three, four ballistas in order to be able to shoot them. And shooting them with those volleys of arrows, as you can see, it pretty much does nothing. As you saw, as you saw, like that one needed two of the big flaming arrow to take it down. So essentially, since the new combat rating, the new system with the combat rating was added, shooting the birds with that like this power here. Oh, like the volley of arrows doesn't seem to work quite so well anymore. You pretty much need the flaming arrow to be able to take down those birds. And when they're in motion, it's a bit trickier. Not impossible, but much more difficult. And even then, you saw I did graze him a bit, but it just it wasn't enough to finish it off. Oh well. Well, let's try this one. So getting your 15 bird kills under the new system is quite challenging. And as you saw, the first arrow wasn't enough to kill him in one shot, and I didn't have time to shoot a second arrow. Sometimes I'll try to activate the little attack buff that we get when we use powers. At some point, it did seem to help, although nowadays it doesn't seem to make much difference anymore. So when this mission first was added to the game, it was a bit challenging, but nothing too challenging. Then it got a lot easier at some point, and now it's not no fun. Although I haven't tried this mission in a long time with a high level character, so that might be why. Maybe I was used to doing it with a combat rating, I don't know, 120 character, and I didn't realize it. It could be. So we just need two more. If we could be just a bit lucky. And you have a limited amount of time. At some point, your ballista no longer works. Oh, I got my 15 birds. I hadn't noticed. So let's get out of here while we can. So as you can see, even with a not very powerful loadout, you can still do fine in these missions. But of course, if you're using an overpowered power and a cookie cutter loadout, you're gonna breeze through it. So let's go and defeat the cockatrice. I mentioned before how using the flying character is probably the best option. It's even more true in a map such as this one. Essentially, you have to go sometimes through hordes of enemies before reaching the objective you need. So it's much easier if you can just fly over those enemies and to try to skip them by jumping over them with your speedster character. It's not impossible and it's not that difficult, but it's just much more easier with a flyer character. So let's go and do the next one. Let's go with Prisoners of War. I think we're fairly close to that one, or are we? I guess not. I thought I'd be closer than that.
Reports have come in that some of my sisters have been captured. You must find out where they are being held.
So we're looking for the Royal Outrunners. There's usually on the edge of this area. There's one. So again, usually it's much easier with a flying character. You just fly around out of harm's way, and then when you see one, you go down and you come down and take it down. I'm not sure if I'll have the time. Oh, yeah, I did. Although running away is a bit easier with a speedster, obviously. And we just need one last one. And there she is.
I'm sending you their location. Go rescue my sisters.
As you can see, some of the mobs are fairly easy, are much easier to deal with than others. Not sure why. I'm not talking about like a mob versus a boss or a lesser boss. Just amongst the mobs, some are tougher than others. Can't really explain why. And as you can see, the enemies are combat training 104. Not that much higher than what our character is. So I guess we need one more. And there she is over there. And usually before doing these solo missions, I'll do the iconic anomalies at least once or twice, and then I'll start doing those. So let's go and defeat the Royal Jailer. If that little Amazon keeps stops following us around. Let's try and see if we can. The problem is that if I use some area of effect or some crap, I was trying not to attract other mobs than the Royal Jailer, but I failed miserably. At least I didn't attract two Royal Jailers. I guess that's something. And let's go do the last one, which is Scry Havoc. I guess there was one nearby. These Harpy are a little nasty. They hit fairly hard. Poor Flash Fury.
Enemy troops are passing south of our rooftop base.
I thought I heard something. We'll take a look at what it is after. Here we're fairly close to the enemy territory, so we'll try and be a bit careful. We saw the Cyclops right here. I thought he may have been gone, but there he is. And we attracted the Onyx statue. that wasn't too bad. So let's go back to see our friend Commander Adonia, and we're going to be able to complete this mission. That was a weird rebound. And I can hear something. Oh, there it is.
Like us, the enemy has a rooftop station with several ballistae. I fear the range of these war machines can reach the nearby bridge. Our flyers are relentlessly
I hope you learned
assaulting
something
the
useful
outpost,
from those
but
scrying
their
bowls.
So as you can see, once we do 15 solo missions, we're going to have access to a bonus boss. So let's use our little friend here to repair and possibly even sell. Oh yeah, might as well sell this. I'll keep one. Oh, I'll have this one. I was about to say I'll keep one just in case, but I already had the bow, so. So let's see, what can we do? Well, let's start by going back to our base. I did change a couple of pieces of gear. Essentially, I got a chest piece and a back piece. Oh yeah, I didn't have. Oh, that could explain a thing or two. So let's put some mods before we forget. Sometimes I'll try to take some different mods and then end up coming back to the ones I'm used to using. Just making sure no other white mod is missing. And I'm pretty sure I gathered at least one. Well, I guess not. So essentially, I already had some a chest piece and a back piece, but it was for a healer role. So I managed to get some for the DPS role. So let's clear out our inventory a bit. Oh, there it is. I knew I had. So let's try and see if we can do the tier 6 duos. For the past few days, queuing for the duos takes quite a long time, so I'm not sure how long it'll take. Yeah, just as I thought. So let's go do something I didn't do yet with this character. there we go. And let's say hello to our friend.
Themyscira's warehouses are vital to our efforts both here and in Gotham. I need you to push out my mother's guards and establish a supply line.
And let's wait in case our friend needs to repair or something.
When you find a store of supplies, light a beacon, and a squad will be dispatched to collect them and bring them to the docks.
And with the tank, that's usually pretty much the role I prefer to run with. That way I don't have to worry about trying to keep him alive. For this one, I think we're going to need our sidekick. There's usually a healing stone nearby, although I don't see it, so I guess we broke it already, or maybe it just wasn't there. Oh well. Not a big deal.
Remove your helm, champion. Reveal the identity of our victor. Let your sister see the face of our new representative to the mortal world.
Our friend Inferno seems to be doing enough damage, even though he's in tank role. But he's 114, so he's pretty much overgeared compared to the NPCs, which is okay. It makes up for all the times that you end up with undergeared NPCs, undergeared players, and have to pretty much do the lion's share of the work. So I won't really complain this time. Bad dog. There we go. Ah, crap. Waited too long to take my cola. That's what happens.
The docks are under attack. Our supply ships can't leave for Gotham. Please, help rout Hippolyta's forces so we can send aid to the warfront.
Oh, wrong way. It's too bad that I used my sidekick already, but we'll do fine anyway. There should be a healing stone. There it is. Well, let's give a little victory thumbs up to our friend. Somehow the thumbs up didn't work. There we go. Not sure what we're waiting for. Oh, there we go. So let's see what we got. Same thing I got in the solo I did just before. And the iconic solos. So I got the same chest piece and the same back piece I had just got not too long ago. Oh well, it's sad, but it happens. Wait. But anyway, the only thing we really need right now is probably a new pair of boots or some new shoulders or a new weapon. Well, I guess that will be for another time. So essentially, let's see if we can do the Central City wanted missions. We probably won't be able to do Abracadabra or Zoom yet, but let's take a look. Let's try and do one duo, and we'll see. So we did the supply line. Let's try to do Ports of Paradise. I guess we're going to go to Gotham to also not yet, I suppose. Let's give
We're preparing
a
an
little
ambush
bow to
to
our
oppose
friend.
Queen Hippolyta's army. We need a small strike team to take out their docks. Meet our scout up ahead.
You can take the free fire from here. I need to get back to base. My friends, the warehouses have been recaptured by my mother's
Oh, we
forces.
got some
We
boots. That's going to be
absolutely
nice.
cannot allow them to maintain control of that district. Hurry.
It is my duty to
So as you see, by the time you pretty much set up your damage over time, the Earth guy pretty much destroys everything. So your damage over time barely has time to do any damage at all, which is sad.
Use the ballista to weaken that one-eyed brute. My sisters will keep you on.
Normally we should be able to use the ballistas to weaken the Creon the Furious, but you don't have to. And sometimes, depending on who you're partner with, sometimes it's more trouble than it's actually worth. And let's use this dome because it's right there.
You felled that beast. You've once again proven your valor.
Let's give a little victory thumbs up to our friend.
Will aid our efforts.
I knew we could count on you. I'll take things from here.
And let's see what we got. We got a sword, a ring, and a boots. A boots. Oh, the ring actually will be useful. I didn't realize I had only one 190 ring. So let's take a look one last time to see if our friend Zoom or Abracadabra could be here. Probably not, but we'll see. The reason I'm saying probably not is that, from what I understand, they usually spawn like every 10 minutes, and they only start spawning when someone is in. Oh, there's someone there. So if there's no one in Central City and you enter in Central City, my understanding is that it'll take like 10 minutes before either of them appears. I was hoping that since I was already in the map when I started the duo, that possibly that one of them would have appeared, but that does not seem to be the case. And also we have a friend who's already here, so that should help, maybe, or maybe not. Oh, here's our friend Abracadabra. Uh, he's a tough one, so hopefully I'll be able to defeat him. Although even at combat rating 100, I'm still fairly squishy, and I don't have much in terms of being able to get some health back. But we'll see. Oh, we have our friend. Holy crap. That's nice. Let's give our little. Oh, there was 3 of us. That deserves a little victory thumbs up. So we could wait 10 minutes and hope that Zoom will spawn. I'll try to do Zoom a bit later. So let's go to Gotham first, and we'll do Metropolis next. So usually I'll start with our friend Captain Boomerang. There's no real reason or strategy behind that. It's just the way I'm used to doing it. So usually Boomer is somewhere around here or here. Sometimes here, but not really. I will put the no. I've been doing that with the villain a little too much. Where's the wanted? Or is it? No, there it is. There we go. So essentially, is somewhere around the amusement mile. Oh, there's a side mission I didn't do here. Well, maybe some other time. Could be here. Is that? No. Oh, there he is. Oh, let's summon our old friend and let's get things started. So let's go see for our friend Pied Piper. Usually Pied Piper is somewhere around the the, the Robinson Garden, if I'm not mistaken. So usually I'll start looking here. Could that be him? Nope. Let's put just so that you can follow what I'm doing. Pied Piper. When there's an evil villain. We're fairly close to one of the safe houses, so, and I guess he's following us around. I don't think that's him down there, but you never know. Freaking thug.
Can a guy catch a break?
Sometimes he's over. There he is. Well, let's try and lose our friend first, so that he doesn't attack us while we're fighting Piper. Let's summon our friends. Usually when Piper does this attack, there's no way to break out of it. There we go. We've been a bit lucky so far to find our friends. But also, I've done those missions way too many times that I pretty much know where to look by now. So usually the next one I'll do after that is the Trickster. So let's put this up so that you can understand where I'm going. So usually I'll start over here. Sometimes it'll be somewhere around here, or sometimes here, but not today it seems. As you can see, we're fairly close to a bunch of mutants, so you may want to be a bit careful if you're in this area, unless if you're way overgeared, then it's not really an issue. Sometimes Piper will be around here, I'm not sure. Oh, that's some cultists. Sometimes he's on the other side here, but not today. Sometimes he can be around here. Oh. That's some cultists. The rooftop, that's probably... not sure. Freaking thug. And sometimes Piper will be on the overpass over here. Oh, could that be him? Oh yeah, there he is. Let's wait for him to come over here. Well, let's get started. There we go.
The fake varmint gang.
So the next one will be Heat Wave. That's usually the last one we do in Gotham. And he's usually fairly close to the police station Diamond District. We've been fairly lucky so far. We did find them fairly quickly. Usually, sometimes we have to fly around and look for them in various places. And it's much easier to look for them while you're flying around than with a speedster character. Although it wasn't too bad so far, can't really complain. This will probably be the trickiest one because sometimes he's in the middle of a bunch of Brainiac robots. Uh, let's pick up this whole thing here. So sometimes Heatwave will be freaking thug.
Can a guy catch a break?
Sometimes it'll be around here, usually at street level, but once in a while you will find him on a rooftop. It's a once in a while thing, but it does happen. But more often than not, what you'll find on a rooftop is a thug. Although even at street level, you can find thugs.
Can a guy catch a break?
Usually I take out the thugs because sometimes Heatwave or the bounties seems to appear in where some other mobs are, like where some of the thugs are. So it seems to help. Like if you take out the thug, sometimes the next time you come by, the bounty will have spawned instead of the thug. If it makes any sense. It probably doesn't really matter, but usually I don't take any chances and I take out the thugs just to possibly increase the chances of the bounty actually spawning. Although maybe it doesn't really matter. Either way, it takes barely takes a second to get rid of the thugs, so no reason not to. Unless sometimes, as you can see, sometimes you can't target the thugs for some reason. Not sure if it's by design or a glitch or some other reason. So sometimes Heatwave is right here, but he's not today. And sometimes he can be a bit off. Like usually he'll appear here, but once in a while he'll be like here or like not quite at the right spot if it makes sense. So over here there's a bunch of Brainiac robots, which I'm trying to avoid. But it would be much easier to avoid them just flying around. Oh, there he is. So let's go to our base.
I've always wanted to be
Brainiac.
Let's take the opportunity to arrange some of our gear. So usually with once we have access to unattuned gear, the first thing I'll do is that I'll try and fix my healer gear first. There we go. I'll just worry about the white mods for now. I'll do the other mods later. So usually in the boots, I'll put Deadly Block. Even with my healer, I'll use Deadly Block. It's pretty much the only mod that I find fairly useful for the boots. So let's imprint our new healer gear. And we'll probably use some of that for our DPS also. So as you can see, the boots are, even though it's healer boots, they're still much better than my other boots. Oh, and I guess we're gonna have to go to our bank for the rest. So let's take our ring. There we go. And let's see what's in the box. Or the boxes, I should say. Oh well. And I guess that's it. Oh. I'll think about it. So let's use that for the prestige. Let's use that for the exhibits. And I guess that's it. Oh. There we go. So I'll keep my gear for a bit later. So let's go to Metropolis now. Actually, we're already in Metropolis, if I'm not mistaken. Usually I start with the Weather Wizard, but I think we're fairly close to where the top is, so we'll start with him today. So usually the top is fairly close around that complex over here. The name escapes me right now. Good, nah, freaking thug. There we go. So let's go over here first. So sometimes the top is over here. And actually is. Gee, we really got lucky today. So let's summon our friends and let's get started. There we go for the top. So let's see what we got in the box. Exhibits. That's always good. So we'll do Wither Wizard next, and we'll keep Captain Cold for last. And we'll probably take a minute or two to go see if we can get our friend Zoom. So for the top, it's usually fairly simple. He's rarely amongst a bunch of mobs. He's pretty much by himself, so... Let me take some altitude. I find it a bit easier to get my bearings up here. That's where I want to go. So usually the Wither Wizard will be maybe somewhere around here. If not here, and possibly around here. Captain Cool.
Prepare to take a beating from the unstoppable.
That's probably, yeah. There we go. As you can see, there's a bunch of evil villains hanging there, because that's a respawn point for them. Sometimes Wither Wizard will be here. Oh. Sometimes he'll be here. I used to have a base right here, so it was convenient. Very often the Wither Wizard would be waiting for me as I exited my base. So let's try again. That's probably not him, yeah, Thug. So essentially we're pretty much back where we started. Oh. Let's try and find our friend Wither Wizard again.
This is Vicky Vale. Today on JLA Watch, Zatanna, the Justice League's mistress of magic. A self-described
Could that be him?
Zatanna relies on
Probably
spells,
not.
said backwards,
Definitely not.
for magic. For now, this show-stopping sorceress can be found with Dr. Fate, leading the Sentinels of Magic, a new task force of heroes dedicated to fighting magical crimes wherever they occur.
The one good thing when you're looking around for a bounty is that sometimes you'll see some collections or investigations that you didn't get yet for whatever reason. Let's go see over here just in case.
Lois Lane with Daily Planet Live. The Department of Metahuman Affairs today confirmed that the Sentinels of Magic will be combating villainous magic here in Gotham and beyond. The Sentinels are led by Master Sorcerer Dr. Fate and the Justice League star magician Zatanna. Look for their magical wards and spells throughout the city.
Our friend is still there. There he is. Pretty sure that. Oh yeah, there he is. So sometimes you have to go around a bit. It could be that he was already defeated by a hero just before you got there, or even if he wasn't defeated, like probably a hero attacked him, and as the hero left or as the hero died, the bounty disappears and respawns like X amount of minutes later. So there we go for Weather Wizard. So let's see what's in the box. Oh well. So the last one on our list will be Captain Cold, also known as Leonard Snart. The Flash TV show pretty much that's something that's doesn't look like it, but it's harder to do on purpose than it seems. But it seems to happen a lot by accident. But whenever I try to do it on purpose, I can't. I just can't do it. But by accident, it happens quite a lot actually. So let's see. Usually with our friend Leonard, a good place to start looking is at the edge of the water. As you can see, there's still lots of briefings and investigations that I never bothered to pick up with this character. Like I didn't bother to go around Gotham and Metropolis to try and pick up those briefings or investigations with quite a lot of characters actually. I only have like two or three characters where I gathered all the investigations and briefings. And whenever I do that, I usually swear that it's the last time and that I'll never do it again. And then I find some reason to do it with some other character for some reasons. Usually I'll just gather the briefings or investigations that gives me something I require. Like if I require a briefing to get, I don't know, the there's one that gives a helmet that pretty much looks like the Iron Man helmet. So let's say I'm looking for a specific piece of gear like that, then okay, I'll go look up for those specific briefings or investigations. But more often than not, I just won't do them. At least not all of them. If I really want defeat, I can purchase it from one of my main characters. Do we have someone who's looking for a fight? Could be. Sometimes Leonard will be around here, but I guess not. Sometimes it'll be around here. I find it a bit easier to get my bearing when I'm up here. I guess I've gotten used to looking at Metropolis or Gotham from way up here as a flying character. So let's go around one more time and look for Leonard. Or could that be him? Nah, some cultists. Usually when I go around like this and don't find the bounty I'm looking for, I'll just go do another bounty and come back later, but this is sadly the last one we have left to do. Unless I decide to go do normal Central City or maybe a Steelworks bounty, although pretty sure I'm not powerful enough for a Steelworks bounty. Aha, there he is. So as you see, he just spawned, so he probably wasn't there before. Like when they first appear, they usually have a little effect. Like there's some sort of purple blob for Abracadabra when they first appear, and we saw some ice effect for cold to tell us that he just appeared. And there we go. So let's see what's in the box. Oh, our friend got there too late. Some more victory token. So let's go to our base. And let's go to, well, we'll repair later. Let's go to Central City and see if maybe we can see our friend Zoom. I'm not sure if I have all of them with this character. Nah. Yeah, we did get a few we didn't have. So let's do a quick look around for Zoom. And since we have a friend who's already here, unless he already fought Zoom, hopefully Zoom shouldn't take too long to spawn. Assuming Zoom is the one that actually spawns. It could be Abracadabra that spawns again. That's the sad thing. With the random number generator, you don't know which one will spawn. And sometimes you'll see the same bounty spawning over and over and over. It happens. I've seen people complain about that. But what can you do? So usually the places where Zoom or Abra will spawn will be here. Although sometimes he will walk through the Reapers here. The other spot where they often spawn is here. Again, from this point, they may decide to walk through the mobs over here. Then the other point where they do spawn is here, next to the tanker truck, essentially. Although again, once in a while they'll walk. They can walk as much as to all the way up to here. So don't be surprised if you see them here. It happens. And the other two spots I know of is essentially behind the museum, either here. But again, sometimes sometimes you'll see them like all the way into the bunch of mobs here. I'm not sure if they come from the tanker truck when they're here, or if they come from where I just was like a few seconds ago. But yeah, I'm not sure if they come from the tanker truck or from here, because usually they won't just stick in one spot. They'll move around. And the other spot, well, you'll see them will be sometimes here, and again they'll wander all the way up to here, or again often you'll see them all the way up to here. Again, I'm not sure if it's because they sometimes spawn here or if they spawn over there and then walk all the way up to here. But either way, you'll see them there sometimes. So sadly, all you can really do is run around and hope to find them. When the bounty were first added to the game, it was much easier. Usually, people would work together. As soon as someone would spawn, would spot Zoom or Abracadabra, they would essentially call it on the chat. So you would see in the chat box, Zoom spawned near tanker. So everyone would go to the tanker, would form groups there, and then we'd attack Zoom. But nowadays it doesn't really work like that anymore. Usually people, I guess, who do the bounties can solo them. So they look for the bounties. When they see it, they defeat it, and they move on to the next one without really calling in the chat box that the Zoom is here or Abra is here. Oh, and holy crap, we got lucky. Here's Zoom. Oh, we don't really need help. Oh. Let's get started. So as you can see, sometimes he's walking over where the other Reapers are. It happens. And there we go. So we got a bit lucky because it could have been Abracadabra that would have spawned again. And let's see what's in the box. And as you see, we got a couple of feats, some mix of bits, always nice. There's usually a feat for defeating 10 rogues in a row, but you cannot do that in one day. You have to do 9, at the most you can do 9 in one day, and then the next day you do the 10th you're missing. But you must not die in between. So if you do I don't know, 5 rogues, get killed, and do 5 more, you will not get defeat. You really have to do 10 in a row without dying, without being defeated. So we're going to stop now, just because you never know. Well, let's try to warp to our base if we can. I suspected I would not be able to. So tomorrow we'll probably try and get our 10th rogue. I'll try not to jinx it. No, I didn't realize our combat rating did go up. We're up to 102. Ideally, we want to go to, I think it's 105 or 106 in order to be able to do the Patrol Catastrophe mission, which will allow us to essentially get some 98 gear, if I'm not mistaken, which would be quite an upgrade compared to pretty much everything we have. So we'll see. So I guess that's it for now, guys. So thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.